The topic that I have chosen is use of AI tools and English writing fluency among university students. This study explores students' perceptions of how AI tools such as ChatGPT, SciSpace, and Grammarly support their English writing fluency, coherence, and accuracy. It also examines how the use of these tools improves students' overall English communication and writing. Okay, so first, let's go to the variable sections and delete all the variables. Okay, so as you can see, the data is empty. So next, go to open and import the files. So the data has now been imported. So we will go to the variables. So the first variable, which is gender. So the measure type here, we will remain it as nominal because it consists of categories which are male and female with no ranking, and the data type is text since the responses are words. Year of study is also nominal as it labels groups like year 1 or year 2 without numerical meaning, and its data type is also text. Frequency of AI use is also nominal because it represents categories such as daily, never, occasionally, or rarely, and the data type is text. Man AI tool is nominal as it lists two names with no order, and the data type is text. So now we will be looking at these 6 items. So for the measure type, we will change it to continuous because it is measured on a rating scale 1 to 5 and the data type is integer. So as you can see here, the column here, the number has disappeared, but it doesn't really matter because when you look at here, the number is still here because the data type here will remain it as integer. Let's move on to data summarization of demographic items. So now let's go to analysis, explanation, descriptives. So to summarize the demographic data, frequency tables were created for gender, year of study, frequency of AI use, and man AI tool. So the total number of the respondents was 100. And for each variable, the count, which is frequency, shows the number of respondents in each category. The percentage was calculated using a formula. Percentage equals to count over total times 100. And the cumulative percentage was obtained by adding each percentage as the table progresses downward. And now let's look at the first variable, which is frequency of AI use. This table shows that most students use AI rarely, which is 26%, while 25% use it daily. It means that although some students rely on AI frequently, many still use it only from time to time. It suggests that AI tools are helpful, but not yet a consistent part of every student's writing process. And the second item, which is the frequencies of man AI tool. The results show that most use AI tool is others, which is 33%, followed by Grammarly, 34%, and ChatGPT, 22%, which means that students use a variety of AI tools and not all depend on one platform. It highlights how students choose different tools for different writing needs, such as grammar checking or idea generation. And now let's move on to the perception table. So we will be removing these variables and adding all these 6 variables. So this study used a 5-point Likert scale to measure students' perception of how AI tools support their English writing. The scale ranged from 1, which is strongly disagree, to 5, strongly agree. So now let's look at the first variable, which is AI helps improve my English writing fluency. So now let's look at the mean here, which is 3.02. It means that on average, students gave a score around 3, which shows that they are neutral or only slightly agree that AI helps improve their fluency. And the median here is 3. The middle response is 3, so half the students score below 3 and half above. And the mode here is 2. The mode here and the mode here is 2. So the most common answer was 2, meaning several students disagree that AI improves their writing fluency. And the standard deviation is 1.43. This shows the answers are somewhat spread out. Some students gave low scores, which is disagree, whereas others gave highest ones, which is agree. And the variance is 2.04. Then this number supports the standard deviation, showing there is a moderate variation in options. So most students were unsure or slightly disagreed that AI improves fluency, and their opinions were not all the same. And let's moving on to the second variables, which is AI helps generate ideas and structure essays. And the mean here is 3.12. On average, students lean slightly towards agreeing that AI helps them generate ideas and structure essays. The median is 3, so the middle score is neutral, showing balanced opinions. And the mode here is 5. The most common answer was 5, meaning many students strongly agree that AI helps with ideas and structure. And standard deviation, which is 1.49, this is a little bit higher, meaning students' opinions vary widely. Some strongly agree, some disagree. And the variance is 2.23. It confirms that responses were quite spread out. So some students found AI very helpful for structuring essays, while others did not feel the same. Now let's look at the third item. AI improves my vocabulary and grammar accuracy. So the mean here is 2.9. The average score is close to 3, showing that students were mostly neutral or slightly disagree. The median is 3. The middle score is also neutral, and the mode is 2. So the most common answer was 2. So many students disagree that AI improves their grammar and vocabulary. And the standard deviation is 1.4. It shows some differences in opinions, but it's not extreme. And the variance is 1.97. It confirms that students' answers are somewhat spread out. So most students were unsure or disagree that AI improves grammar and vocabulary, though some might find it. Okay. Now coming to the reflection. So using Jamovi to analyze my data was a useful experience. Unlike Excel, which requires setting up formulas and functions, Jamovi provides built-in options that automatically calculate statistics such as mean, mode, median, variance, and standard deviation. This made the analysis process quicker and more organized. The tables and graphs in Jamovi also made it easier to interpret patterns and compare results. However, I faced some challenges at first, such as learning how to input the data correctly and select the right statistical test. But overall, Jamovi helped me understand my research findings more clearly and improve my confidence in analyzing quantitative data. Thank you.